before we talk about the game, obviously, the unfortunate situation last night with one of our own campus police officers and then the one officer for the city that passed away. It's crazy. It's crazy, but our prayers are with both families, obviously, and we're very, very fortunate that we have some great members of the police department that make this. I've lived in a lot of communities. They make this a very safe community for us to be able to raise our children, and thoughts go out to them, both of them. But with that, the game was kind of what I expected. We played real hard. Our guys have been great in practice as far as their enthusiasm, their energy, our defensive principles. Things that usually we're not real good at early in the year, we're actually pretty good at right now, which is, our where we're at on the floor defensively. We attempted to take more charges tonight, I think, than we have in my previous 3 years combined, and that says a lot about the kind of guys that we have on our team. That's kind of that's a missing part that we've had on our defense. And, we didn't shoot it well, and we had too many turnovers. Freshmen were all, like, too nervous. One of them went in the game, and the first time he ran down the floor, he couldn't breathe. He was so nervous. But that's part of the freshman situation, and now they got their feet wet. They're over it, and, we could have shot 52% from the field today and not defended, and everybody would have been happy, and I would have not been in a good mood. But when you control the effort plays, you give your team a chance. The baskets will come. Big Cobb, he's going to make them layups. He's not going to miss them. Chris Silva is not going to fumble balls, and they were just too nervous. PJ's not going to go 2 for 56 or whatever he was today. It's just those guys are nervous, and I think we grabbed 69 rebounds. Is that what that was? I've never been around a team grab 69 rebounds, and I preach rebounding. I've never seen that before. So, I'm excited about our guys.
Frank, how good did it feel to be able to rotate constantly to keep fresh legs on the floor and to really kind of start mixing and matching the guys into a lot of different lineups?
Yeah, charity's over. I told the team that after the game. We told them before the game that everybody was going to play, so everybody can get their feet wet. But it's charity's over. We'll start worrying about rotations and who plays when and who plays where and who deserves to play more minutes and who not here after today. I'll probably start. We practice tomorrow. We're off Tuesday. I'll worry about that on Wednesday as we start game planning for the game. But that's the strength of this team. And I've been telling those guys from day one, all hands on deck. It's we can figure out a way to stay there emotionally and physically, then we have a chance to be pretty good because of our depth. I think we can get out and defend people harder and press a little bit more. When I mean press, I don't mean trap. I just mean get after people more than we have in the past because we have more. We don't get bogged down in practice with the same guys doing it every play and then having to play 37 minutes at that pace. So I'm excited. I'm excited for what can be because of that depth.
I don't know if this is who you were referencing, but Arcust said it was one of the scariest moments of his life when he first got out there in that game. And but after the long road he's gone back to get there, how special was it for you to see him on that court?
It's awesome. Yeah, it's he stepped in there and took a charge. And when you went through the injury he went through, to stand there and take a charge, let another human being run into you and then land on top of you. And when you take charges, you land on your buttocks. It's not like you land on your shoulders or something. And he was fine, and he got up, and he was freaked out. He was like, he looked at me, he said, get me out for a minute. I thought something was wrong. There was nothing wrong. He was just so nervous, and that he was like, wow, I can't believe I did this. I guess my body is okay after all. He's a special kid. He's got a spirit, and he's a teammate. He's easy to coach. He cares, and seeing him out there, because talk about somebody that just loves to play. That dude loves to play. It's a great thing for him and our team.
Frank, you mentioned the freshman nervousness. I mean, Silva getting a few inside shots blocked and PJ turning it over. What did you say to those guys on the bench when they came back? Just not worry about it, or did you try to say, okay, real games are coming up?
I didn't say anything to them on the bench. We spent a lot of time coaching and practice, and when the game starts, we start talking about little things here, little things there, what might help us get a basket. But those two guys were just nervous. And I don't know about you, but when I get nervous, listening's the first thing that goes. I tend not to listen very good when I'm nervous. So when I see guys nervous like that, it's the first time out, I kind of let them be. Keep playing them and try and get out of their system. I thought Chris was real good defensively. But offensively, he ended up with the basketball directly underneath the basket, and then they swarm him, and instead of passing it out, he kept trying to shoot balls. And here's the thing: when you're under the basket, you have to expose the ball to score. You no longer can use your body to protect. So he was showing the ball, and I don't care who you play. Anytime you expose the ball, it's going to be hard to score. But he'll get better from it. He'll get better from it. He's also got a little bit of that high school basketball highlight reel in him that he needed to understand that doesn't work in college. And we've been telling him, and what do I mean by that? Well, you got a chance to go score a basket. You can't just expose the ball and try and go do some crazy dunk, because guys in college don't get out of the way. And that'll come. That's part of the experience factor. His activity, though, who he is going to allow him to be a great player for us.
I know at times you've talked about leadership in the huddle. It's only one game, but do you I saw at times Lamona's talking with the younger guys, and I've seen Sendarius doing it. Ownership of the team during the game. Did you notice that a lot today when y'all were in the timeouts from players, not necessarily you having to talk?
Absolutely. They were phenomenal. Those older guys have been great all of preseason. And when we had that kind of thing that's not supposed to really happen, they were good there. And here today, once again, they were good there. Michael Carrera, you could have seen him pouting because he committed 5 fouls in 4 minutes or whatever he did. It didn't happen. He was on that bench talking to guys, and every time out he was talking to guys. Sendarius was great. I can't ask for them to be any better. And the guy that's been the best is Mendalgas. And, he I don't know, it's one of them, I don't know what he did. He bent over to tie his shoe or something and tweaked his back, and made no sense to try and play him today.
Obviously, we knew it was going to happen today, but when you were able to honor those people at the halftime, how unique of a moment was that for you and your basketball team?
Yeah, it's you stand there and, you can read about it all you want. And when you actually stand there and you look next to you and you shake the hand of the ladies, and you see those two little girls, and you realize that, unfortunately, they don't get to have their husband and dad around anymore. It makes you, makes you sad. But we scheduled this game 2 years ago. We had no idea that what happened this summer was going to happen, and because of the obvious connections with where those two family members were both graduates of both schools, and the reason we scheduled those games, the community, just makes a lot of sense that we let them all know that in tough times, which is what I've fallen in love with the state about, is that in tough times people don't fight each other. They figure out a way to help one another, and to let them know that we're here for anything they need.
Frank, if there was one thing that you could pick out that you wanted to work on the most before Norfolk State from this game, what would it be? You
mean moving forward or tonight?
Yeah, just from taking from this game, what's the biggest problem
Well, maybe try and turn it over 25 times instead of 26. That would probably help us a little bit. No, we played aggressively. I thought our ball screen defense was pretty good. We've kind of changed our coverage a little bit, and I thought we did a good job of it. We didn't commit 100 hand checks. You know, that with all this so-called new rules and all this stuff, that's always a concern. But you know, we've been bringing officials into practice, and we're not hand checking in practice. Part of that reason is because Sindarius, Dwayne, they've been in college for a while. Carrera, he's been in college for a while. You know, Stroman is someone that I was worried about, but he, with the officials in practice, has really picked up on it. You know, our point guard play has to be better. You know, and Marcus, PJ, and you know, and even Sin when he's at the point. Our point guard play has to be a little better. Recognition, time, shot clock. Decision making, where to pass the ball, where not to pass the ball. That's got to get better. That'll come with time.
I believe Sen was running the point at the start of the game. Is that something that you might think about going forward, or would you want to go ahead and put Marcus back out there?
It's charity. I just wanted to play everybody, and you know, PJ turned his ankle last Sunday. I think I spoke about that here when I met with you guys earlier in the week, and he didn't practice the second half of Sunday, didn't practice on Monday. We were off Tuesday, and then on Wednesday he was supposed to be back in practice. Woke up with a sore throat, ended up having 103 fever, so he was out of practice Wednesday. So he didn't get I'm not going to make an excuse for him, but that's why you saw him miss a bunch of shots, and just he got one practice under his belt, you know, Friday, and then obviously yesterday. So Sin got a lot of reps at point guard because of that during the week. So I just thought I'd throw him out there at point since that's what he practiced. Thank you. Oh.